Wonderful, wonderful. So good evening, good morning, good afternoon, lovely, lovely friends. Thank you very much for joining me. You are live with me here on the Asma Radio Network, Ivana Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. I'm your host, Zsuzsanna Hörcsög. I'm a spiritual medium and I'm based here in the UK. And I just really appreciate that you join me and you tune in to my show, Zsuzsanna Medium. Yes, Zsuzsanna Medium show every week when I'm here. So thank you very much for being here. And so today, you see, I've got so many ideas again. So today, I decided to talk about colors and, in fact, true colors, not any colors, but the true colors. And then you see, this morning, something very, very special happened. You know, when we get up in the morning, when we actually without getting up, before we get up, we get back to our physical bodies and getting our awareness and consciousness really grounding and earthing and embodying itself back to this reality. And I always say to you, there is that very, very delicate moment before we start thinking about the day ahead, when we have that absolute beautiful bliss and love and peacefulness, what we bring forward from our sleep, before we start thinking about our daily schedule. But then what happened, and actually, yes, that is a point when we can make a decision about how we are experiencing ourselves from the very moment. But what also happens is that is actually the space where spirit consciousness can give us something before we start thinking. That is the very, very subtle space. And actually, this is what happened to me this morning. So this morning, I got two lovely, beautiful, beautiful words. One of them was wisdom, and the other one was knowledge, coming just next to each other and after each other, just really as one, and slightly different frequency, but then both of them were coming forward. And immediately, as I felt, sensed, received those two words, I also got the sensation that we need your heart. And then that's beautiful, beautiful energy that the wisdom and the knowledge, we are receiving it through our heart. And as if the sensation was as if consciousness, spirit, God was waiting for me to wake up, being back into my physical body so that I can receive that guidance and I can receive something what I might not receive directly if I start thinking immediately in the morning. And so it's really, we need your heart. We need to be in our heart to receive guidance, wisdom, knowledge for ourselves and for the others. And then I really like this idea because I said to myself, probably we will have a really good breakthrough and we will have some interesting insights coming to us or anything like that. But then I let it go because just the sensation stayed with me and it truly had an impact on the rest of the day today. But you see, at the same time, it made me think that what would it feel like to sense that piece of information or knowledge or guidance, what we receive from spirit consciousness, how we receive it, and then how we are welcoming if we were to see it and feel it and sense it with colors or in colors. What would be that experience when I wake up, when you wake up in the morning and you feel yourself in frequency? Okay, so when I talk about colors here, I'm talking about frequencies. What would be your frequency? How would it feel like? What impact it might have on you? Maybe the way how you are running your day, or the interactions you might have, if you are feeling yourself as a frequency expressing itself in a color. You might be maybe red, you might be maybe blue or pink or green or anything. But then I started thinking, what would it feel like if all of us, we were able to see each other in frequencies, in different colors. Okay, so colors as frequencies, as the soul, how your soul and how you are expressing yourself and feeling yourself and sensing yourself within your own body, within your own bodies. What would be your frequency? and or how we would see each other, and wouldn't be just wonderful to be able to see everyone's lights, everyone's frequencies. And to be honest, it is possible, it is very much possible for for all of us. Yes, so it is very much possible for all of us if we are working with with ourselves and tuning in the with the frequency what we have, because we can train ourselves. And those of us, oops, I can see my so those of us who are tuning in and working with light, yes, I can see your aura, I can see your light, I can see your frequencies, I can see your color, but I'm not seeing it with my physical eyes, but I'm seeing it with all my senses. And then the sensation is really as I am knowing the colors, as I am smelling the colors, as I am hearing the colors. Sometimes they come in musical notes in different pitch. The colors might come, but wouldn't it be wonderful if we all had that ability to feel each other in frequencies, in colors, and we might levitate towards the similar frequencies, the harmonies we would see, and might be easier for us to know what the other person is resonating, or how I can relate to the person or the situation. And obviously it might help us or it might hinder us. So, but at the same time, I feel it's quite interesting to think about that, think about the whole idea. And one might say that, yes, it is possible if you drink or eat or whatever you do, and then you are in an altered state of consciousness. But I tell you, it is very much possible to sense each other in colors, in frequencies, in light, whether you are fully awakened or you are going through different meditative places and stages. And I tell you what, quite a few years ago, it happened to me the very first time when I really started improvising, or I started, with my fingers on the piano. Now we are improvising, and it's not Bach, it's not the classical music. Now we are improvising. And I know on one occasion, I was so very, very tired, physically tired, that when I sat down at the piano, I know my fingers were playing whatever they wanted to play, but I also noticed that I was seeing the different notes as different colors, and then also tasting certain notes with certain tastes, with certain senses. Excuse me. Certain senses. And I remember that E flat on my keyboard was cherry. C for me is yellow. The G note on my piano is dark blue. The B is purple. A is red. So while I was playing, all the colors were coming to me, and it was absolutely beautiful. And some of them actually tasted, so it was quite interesting. And I know there is something what the human brain is able to achieve when we are on one meditative state. So it's semi-conscious really, but then you are still aware of your environment. So that is also possible. But then you see, we can feel that we are drawn to certain colors. And right now, actually, I'm not going to talk about the different chakras and the different colors, because for me and for you, a chakra can be different, can have a different color. Sometimes spirit says, yes, your throat chakra is yellow, and then your heart is red, and all different things. And we just go with that frequency. And then you see, we also feel the colors. We can choose certain colors because society is telling us that this is what we need to choose. So, for instance, some countries, some nations, some cultures, we have to have black when we are in a funeral, when we are burying somebody, when we are going through bereavement, while other cultures have orange and bright colors. And then it really makes me think which one is really the true color. So there is no true color in that sense, because if it is changing from nation to nation, actually from culture to culture, it means that none of them are really the true color of expressing what they are supposed to be expressing, or they are named to express something. But then when I'm thinking about true colors, it is really that we just need to go, every single one of us, we just need to go with what is resonating with us. And of course, there are certain situations when we have to think about colors, but if you are really feeling and sensing yourself and your true self, then you know that you've got that freedom to have and then choose and to feel that frequency, that color, whatever you need to feel. We can go through certain stages in our lives when we are drawn to certain colors, certain frequencies, and we have to have that. We have to have those colors, maybe because our bodies are compensating for something and we need to have those frequencies on us, and or eating or feeling or smelling or listening, and it's all expressing itself in colors, in frequencies. And then, of course, we have the colors which heal, which cool. So, for instance, when you are, yes, we can have red, we can have orange and red to pick us up, but at the same time, when you have a cold, you are not wearing a red scarf because you don't want to put even more fire onto that certain part of your body. So we can work with these colors and frequencies, but then most importantly, what is really important, that you need to go with what is really resonating with you. And I feel that really society, we are all going to that way, that actually we just have to have that expression, freedom of expression of how we are experiencing and expressing ourselves in colors. So my lovely listeners, thanks very much for tuning in. My show reached its end. So thank you very much for being here. Come back next week. I will be back in 7 days' time, and just feel and sense and smell and eat and listen to your colors and frequencies and enjoy them to make your life and your everyday more bountiful and lively. So sending lots of love, many, many blessings. Bye for now. Thank you. Bye.